Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima, hope you're all doing well, and in this video I want to talk about my top 10 strongest, most long-lasting fragrances that I have in my collection. And I have two honorable mentions, one niche and one designer honorable mention, and like always I will talk about my 5 designers and 5 niche fragrances. And I still left a lot of fantastic big performer fragrances out of this list. I can even do a part 2 if you want to, but right now these 10 are really strong, really intense, and you will not feel just one room, you will feel 2 rooms with any of these fragrances. At least on my skin, that's how it works. So talking about designer first, my honorable mention in the designer side of things is from House of VIKTOR and ROLF, and it is SPICEBOMB Extreme. This one right here, I mean, I already did a review of this one. This doesn't need any introduction. This is very well praised, it's very hyped in the fragrance community. This one, VIKTOR and ROLF SPICEBOMB Extreme, just an honorable mention because it's not that's as strong as everyone is saying it is, at least on my skin. It's still strong, still lasts for a very long time, yes, but not as strong as the ones that I will mention. But nonetheless, it's still a fantastic performer and smells amazing. Featured on my top 10 best winter fragrances. This is all about vanilla, cinnamon, tobacco. If you love Herod, if you love tobacco vanille, you will definitely love this one. No, this is not a clone of those 2 fragrances, but it goes in the same category. So honorable mention goes to VIKTOR and ROLF SPICEBOMB Extreme. And before I start talking about any of these fragrances, I just want to tell you that I will not mention any of these in a specific order because all of these perform really well on my skin. So that being said, the first fragrance that I want to talk about is from House of Tom Ford, from the more mainstream, the signature collection of Tom Ford, and it is Black Orchid Eau de Parfum. This doesn't need any introduction. This is already a classic from Tom Ford. This so good. This is seductive, it's narcotic, it's intense, it's bold. This is all about orchid, all about truffles, patchouli. It has a boozy nuance in here, it has frankincense, it has a pulp and X. I mean, this is dark, it's resinous, it's earthy, it's mysterious, seductive, and very bold and intense, and it's so good, so addictive. I love this. I think this is still marketed towards women, but to me this is strictly unisex, and even for me goes to the more masculine side of things, but nonetheless this is amazing. I absolutely love this. A classic from Tom Ford, Black Orchid Eau de Parfum, with an incredible sillage and very long lasting scent, very sexy. Right here, it's Black Orchid Eau de Parfum. Next fragrance that I have here is from House of MOSCHINO, and this is a recent release from this house that actually I already did a review of, and it is Toy Boy with this quirky looking bottle, but it's, I mean, it's a funny looking bottle, but actually the performance is incredible, at least on my skin. You have pear and rose as the most prominent notes. You have this faux leather feel. It has like a faux leather impression, at least on my skin. And this performs incredibly well. At least on my skin, this is sensual. It's still elegant with a playful feel because you have this sweet pear accord, but it's still quite elegant for me. I absolutely love this. This is perfect for the colder weather. This is perfect for night out scenarios, for date nights. I absolutely love this one. Don't get fooled by this bottle presentation, because you might think that this is a very sweet, bubblegummy, very playful fragrance. Not at all. Actually, this is actually quite elegant for the look of this bottle, but nonetheless the performance is incredible again, and it's quite unique. I have to say, it's quite unique with the pear, with the rose, with this leathery feel. I think it's quite unique. It's also a bit spicy, but this is all about pear, rose, and a hint of leather. Actually, I really love this one. Is Toy Boy from Moschino. Great performance on my skin. The next fragrance that I have here is from House of Gucci, and I think this is a bit hard to find nowadays, but it's still available in the online discounters at least, and it is Gucci Intense Oud. This is my favorite mainstream designer oud out there. This is often compared with Nasomatto Black Afghano, and I can see that this has that dark incense woodsy feel of Nasomatto Black Afghano, but Black Afghano is a bit more, let's say, resinous, let's say more daring. I think Nasomatto Black Afghano is less versatile than Gucci Intense Oud. Gucci Intense Oud has, of course, the wood, although, I mean, this doesn't have real oud in here, but it has this woodsy, dry, incensey, slightly resinous feel, but it's quite spicy, and it's more transparent. It's still more transparent, and for me it's more elegant, much more elegant than Black Afghano from Nasomatto. Not saying that I don't like Black Afghano, actually I do enjoy that fragrance, but this one is definitely more versatile, much more appealing, and it's more sophisticated, more gentlemanly scent. I really love this, and this is perfect for formal events. Even if you want to stand out in a date scenario, of course, this is perfect for that, night out events. I mean, this is fantastic, and of course the performance is incredible. I mean, this will fill a room or two if you overspray. This can be a bit overwhelming if you overspray this fragrance, but nonetheless, I absolutely love this one. Great quality, high quality scent right here from House of Gucci. It's Gucci Intense Oud, and I really do enjoy this bottle presentation. This one is fantastic. If you are searching for a beginner's, a more likable type of oud scent, this is the one for you. Gucci Intense Oud. The next fragrance that I have here is from House of Jean-Paul Gaultier and doesn't need any introduction. It is Ultramal. Now, Ultramal, I don't know if you can see, but I already wore this a lot. This is a 75 ml bottle, but this is the original formulation. I don't know if this was reformulated or not, but I already saw a lot of people complaining about the performance of this one, that doesn't perform as good as it once did. This is the original formulation, but again, I don't know if this was really reformulated and how is the performance nowadays, but at least this bottle right here, wow. I mean, this is very intense, can be overly sweet even. This has pear, a very sweet, going into the bubblegummy side. You have still the touch of lavender and mint and a lot of vanilla. So this is fruity, sweet. It's perfect for night out scenarios, in my opinion. I mean, if you be careful with the spray, this can be also nice for date scenarios in more intimate situations, but you need really to be careful with the spray of this one. Overall, this for me is a beastly. I don't usually like the term beast mode, but this is really that intense and that strong. But again, this will not be for everyone because this can be too playful, can be too juvenile for some of you. But if you like sweet, fruity fragrances, if you're searching for a clubbing fragrance, although nowadays it's a bit hard to go to a club, if not impossible, at least here it's impossible here in Portugal, but this one still, it's fantastic. I actually do enjoy this one. This is one of my guilty pleasure fragrances, is Ultramal from Jean-Paul Gaultier, with an outstanding performance and quite sensual, quite sexy, and this is one of my most complimented fragrances ever. So it's this one, it's Ultramal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. And the last, but certainly not least fragrance that I have here in the designer side of things, it's from House of Dior, that doesn't need any introduction in this channel. It is Dior Homme Parfum. Dior Homme Parfum is my favorite, my all-time favorite designer fragrance, still to this day. And this is so sexy. This is all about iris, this is all about leather, rose, and woods. This fragrance is intense, it's bold, it's masculine, and it's very incredibly sexy. So you have this slightly lipsticky feel, but not as prominent as in Dior Homme Intense or even Dior Homme. Here you still have that lipsticky feel, but not as intense. But the leather here, it's definitely the most prominent note, with a hint of rose and cedarwood. Some people say that this has oud, but I don't really get oud. It's more of this, I mean, cedarwood feel, this dry, woodsy feel. This fragrance is fantastic. Nowadays, this is still my original bottle, the original formulation, let's say, although this was not reformulated. Better saying that this is the original bottle presentation, 75 ml. Nowadays comes in the 100 ml, but the formula, it's still the same. And I already saw a lot of people saying that this didn't change at all, that it was not reformulated at all. So I'm really happy for that, and I really need to buy a new bottle, the new 100 ml bottle size, so I can compare both of these fragrances. But I'm very happy that they did not reformulate it nor discontinued this masterpiece, Homme Parfum. And this fragrance, I mean, seriously, be careful with the trigger, because you can overwhelm yourself. You can literally overwhelm everyone around you if you overspray. But with the right amount of sprays, like 3-4 sprays max, and you will see the results. This is one of my most complimented fragrances. In the more bold, more daring fragrances, this actually gathers quite a few compliments if you care about them, but this is more about how you feel. Fragrances is more about how they make you feel, and this one makes me feel incredible. This is Regal. This is a Regal designer scent. I mean, I love this. It's Dior Parfum from Dior, of course. Love this one. Great performance. Check this one out if you have yet to. Now let's talk about the niche side of things. And as an honorable mention, it's from House of AMOUAGE, and it is Interlude Man, the Blue Beast. Now this is just an honorable mention, not because this is weaker than the other 5 fragrances that I will mention, but just because this is very well known. This is all about frankincense, all about opopanax, myrrh, oud. I absolutely love this one. This is one of the best from AMOUAGE, hands down. The performance is incredible. I mean, yes, this is the magnetic version, but quite honestly, I don't have any complaints whatsoever in terms of performance. This lasts me through the entire day and night, and this can easily fill a room or two if I overspray. So this can be also overwhelming, but the quality, it's definitely here. Although you already have 2 flankers, and I'm a bit concerned about the direction that AMOUAGE is taking. But nonetheless, this fragrance is fantastic. Although I have yet to try the 2 new flankers, but I'm always concerned when niche brands start to release flankers. But well, we will see what AMOUAGE will bring us in the future. But this fragrance is fantastic. Interlude Man from AMOUAGE has an honorable mention. Now the first fragrance I have here is from House of MAISON, KURKDJIAN, and this is very well known. It is Oud Satin Mood. Now, when you're talking about long-lasting, strong fragrances, this is a staple in this list. This is all about rose, vanilla, with a hint of oud. I love this. This is so seductive. Again, not for everyone. The rose here and the vanilla are very strong. It's definitely a sweet rose. A red, velvety, sweet rose with an overdose of vanilla and a very small hint of oud. The oud here, it's not very prominent, but this is a very strong fragrance. This is an eau de parfum concentration, but this is very powerful. This is very intense, perfect for clubbing, night out scenarios, formal events. But I think I will just keep this for more formal, more special scenarios, because this is still expensive. But I love the scent in here. Not for everyone, but as for me, I absolutely love this fragrance. It was one of my first love at first sniff fragrances from Maison Francis KURKDJIAN, actually, and I already have a lot of good memories attached with this fragrance. Love this. It's very sensual. It's oud, satin oud. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Xerjoff, and this is my latest acquisition. This and two Rania J fragrances. And actually I could mention the 4 Rania J fragrances that I have right now, but well, again, if you want a part 2, just say that in the comments down below. But from the house of Xerjoff, my latest acquisition, finally I have this from the Oud Stars collection, AL-KHATT. AL-KHATT, guys, this is so intense. Again, here you have oud, a very prominent oud note, with also a big dose of jasmine. This can be very challenging. This is quite poopy. So you have this very dirty fecal jasmine with Laotian oud. I mean, yes, this is very daring, this is very bold, this is a statement of a fragrance. You really need to enjoy animalic, more bold, very daring fragrances to appreciate this one. This is definitely not for the beginners that are starting to appreciate oud, but if you already love animalic fragrances, this is definitely a must try. Yes, it's expensive, but I think it's definitely worth the money. In my opinion, of course, AL-KHATT from Xerjoff. Again, you will fill a lot of rooms with this one. You can be overwhelmed if you overspray, but for me, this is very sensual. This is very sexy because of this animalic nature. For me, this is very sexy. It's AL-KHATT from Xerjoff. It's a jasmine oud combo, and it's an atomic bomb, literally. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of GUERLAIN from the Les Absolus d'Orient collection, and it is CUIR Intense. This is right now my favorite leather fragrance, and according to Eugene from the You Smells Good YouTube channel, love his channel, shout outs to You Smells Good. According to Eugene, this will be soon discontinued. It's heartbreaking for me because the leather in here is amazing. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely one of my real favorite fragrances from this collection. This is all about leather. I already did a review of this one. This is all about leather, heavy ylang-ylang, and the leather. It's so realistic, has this terry, horse stable leather. Oh man, this is so intense, so masculine, rugged. And you have this Les Absolus DNA, this woodsy, aromatic, spicy nuance. I love this. I don't know why they will discontinue this one, but maybe it's not selling that well. And I can see, I mean, this is not for everyone. This is not the most likable fragrance that they have in the Les Absolus d'Orient. The leather here, it's very intense. It's borderline animalic even, but for me, it's the best there is. For me, this is my favorite leather scent, and it happens to be incredibly strong, very long lasting. I love this one. It's CUIR Intense from GUERLAIN, and feel free to see my review, my more detailed review of this one, CUIR Intense from GUERLAIN. The next fragrance I have here is from House of Baruti, and it is PERVERSO. This one right here. I already did a review of this one, so feel free to check that review out. But this is all about roasted nuts, a heavy dose of rum, cacao, coffee, styrax. This is smoky, it's very boozy, very nutty, chocolatey. This is delicious. This is a powerhouse of a gourmand fragrance. If you love By the Fireplace from Maison and you're searching for a more intense, more bold fragrance in that category, check this one out. Not saying that this is similar to By the Fireplace, not at all. They are not similar, but this roasted nuts slash roasted chestnut feel you will find here, but this one has more things going on. This is more complex and of course more bold. And the performance is much better here. It's delicious, very addictive, it's very sexy. I really love this one. This is just a 30 ml and it's all you need. It's a beast mode of a fragrance. Again, I don't like this term, but it's the best way to describe this fragrance. So if you're searching for a powerhouse of a gourmand fragrance, check this one out, is PERVERSO from BARUTI. And last but definitely not least, from house of Ramon Monegal, the fragrance is Faisa. This one right here, Faisa. I mean, I already did a review of Faisa. This was very well featured on my top 10 best winter fragrances. This fragrance, for me, the best release of 2020 in the niche side of things. This is so good. This is all about raspberry, mimosa, rose, oud. I mean, this is creamy, it's vanillic, it's ambery, and it's so damn intense. This is definitely one of my most sexy fragrances. It's sweet, yes, but it's not overly sweet. It's resinous, it's woodsy, it's gooey, sticky. It's still so joyful. Man, I love this so much. Check out my review of this one, my more detailed review of Faisa from Ramon Monegal. Guys, I absolutely love this one. Again, you have mimosa, you have amber, oud, raspberry, and definitely the most prominent notes are the raspberry, the mimosa, the oud. The rose here, I mean, it's not very prominent. It's more about raspberry, oud, mimosa, and amber. It's so good. And of course you have saffron as well. Stunning scent right here. Very long lasting, strong, and I don't know if it's really my most strong fragrance that I have in my collection. This will stay in your clothing if you will spray in your clothes, so be careful with that. You really need to appreciate this one. Faisa, it's incredible. I absolutely love this one from the house of Ramon Monegal. Highly underrated. So if you love this type of notes, if this type of fragrances, check this one out. Again, very strong, very intense. Faisa from Ramon Monegal. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below if you want a part 2 of my most strong and longest lasting fragrances in my collection, and tell me what are your strongest fragrances in your collection. Tell me everything in the comments down below, guys, and see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.